Hey kids, it's clear. Let's play Golden Sun. Now, as you may recall last time, I got my butt handed to me by Deadbeard. So you may be wondering what I should do to make up for that. Well, I'll tell you. Let's fight the Tempest Lizard. There is absolutely no reason to fight the Tempest Lizard normally unless you want to have a random boss fight for no reason. Me, I just want to make up to you for completely losing in the Deadbeard fight. So let's see if we can't beat this guy instead. He shouldn't be too bad, right? You can attack twice just like Deadbeard, but now that Mia has lowered his attack power, he shouldn't be too scary. Plus, he is a lot more susceptible to attacks that do stuff like lower his attack or bind his synergy. I mean, Deadbeard wouldn't even be scratched by those. This guy, not so much. Yeah, that's right. No Sonic Slash for you. Alright, try to cast Impact, it's blocked, so he'll Claw for 2 damage. See, this is what happens when you're able to use your debuffs on an enemy and your buffs on yourself. It's probably the reason why most game developers just decide to circumvent the whole problem entirely and make debuffs and status effects useless on your enemies. Which is a kind of haphazard way of doing things. I think they should make them usable, but, you know, situationally so. I mean, Golden Sun has some way of doing it. Some enemies have more resistance to that kind of thing than others, but on the whole, it's just kind of sloppy. Not that it matters, because Golden Sun is fairly easy as far as RPGs go. Can you hit us? You can hit us! Can you hit us for much? Oh yeah, I forgot you use Synergy also. And Sonic Slash is actually quite painful. Okay. Hang on, what are your stats at right now? Okay, let's boost defense again, why not? And let's find your Synergy and stuff and stuff. I like soda. Then once this guy's done, we'll go on to Venus Lighthouse and stuff will be awesome. And who knows, maybe I can actually beat the boss of the game in my current state. The current state of under-leveled is all hell. What am I doing taking on an optional boss with this low level? I mean, I have beaten him before with significantly lower levels. I mean, not lower levels than this, but lower levels than expected. It's just not easy, and if you're at as low a level as I am, probably a bad idea. I don't actually remember how low my levels were. You attack, you bind, you dull, and you also attack. No attack for you. Oh, but he wants to attack. He wants to attack very much. Yeah, I think what they should do is they should do something like how Golden Sun has a chance for them to affect it, just not a very high one. They should make the chance at least reasonable, so it's not like 1% or whatever. They should make it so that the cost of doing such a thing is something you should consider strategically, so you can't just say, okay, I'm going to spam curse until he dies. Just like you shouldn't be able to say, okay, I'm gonna spam, you know, Thunderbolt or physical attack, whatever, until he dies. Make it so it's a strategical question. Like here, I'm making all kinds of strategical decisions, sort of. I mean, bind does not cost me very much, and neither does dull. But I could be doing bind and dull. Actually, dull's a bit expensive. I could be doing bind and dull, or I could be having them doing better things with their time, like attacking him physically or with synergy. But instead, I choose to take this path, because it'd be more fun this way. And hey, it is kind of interesting. Because look at this. He can barely scratch us if we choose. 2 damage! Oh no, how terrible. Of course, that is with a defense buff, but, you know, what do I care? Ah, see? Our synergy seal failed, so if he chooses to take that option to buff himself, if he lived, that would be something to worry about. Except now we can't get back. We are stranded on Crossbone Isle forever! And by forever, I mean until I go back and respawn the tornado. So yeah, that was an optional boss. Anyway, let's get back to Venus Lighthouse. One moment while I do just that. Okay, let's actually pick up from right here, because as you recall, we could not go this way before. Now we can't go that way. What is the difference? Puzzles now involve something else. And we'll get a different reward if we so choose to divert from the path. Why would you do such a silly thing? That's a terrible idea. Who gives you these ideas? Is it that hooligan Jimmy from down the street? Oh, I'm going to give his mother such a talking to. Anyway, yeah, this, nothing you haven't seen before, and nothing that isn't apparently too well hidden. You think this is hidden? You are mistaken. Yeah, I prefer the other path though initially, especially if you don't have a ninja on your team. And guess what? We don't have a ninja on our team now. Or if you don't have, you know, Ivan with all the wind djinn, but why would you do something like that? That's dumb and boring. Okay. Here's the order of business today. To get up to that ledge up there, use Whirlwind or Gale or whatever on those things, and then get across to the final area, where we will use Whirlwind and or Gale once more. You know what to do, Garrett. You are now a ninja. Are you a samurai or a ninja? What if the two were actually interchangeable and the samurai class is actually just holding some kind of conspiracy to scare the commonplace nobles into thinking, oh no, there might be assassins out there, but they were really the samurai, the police of the country. Yeah, that's a dumb idea. I'm sorry. You do not need to listen to my dumb ideas. Here I'm betting there's someone out there going, that's awesome, that totally happened. No, it did not. If it did, we would probably have heard about it more, even though ninjas were excellent at keeping us from knowing things that were actually true. They're jerks like that. Alright. You may be wondering, why are you going on about ninjas? You're playing Golden Sun, and couldn't actually tell you. For the most part, it's set in a kind of, you know, Greek fantasy setting. You know, except without all the gods. But really, Golden Sun is just a distortion of the entire world. You'll find areas like Xi'an, which represents China, not Japan. If you think it represents Japan, you are ignorant. It represents areas like Japan, there's Greece, there's various other locales that I can't think of right now. Like Saudi Arabia, that's represented by Lalibero. I think. Basically, it all takes place over the real world, and I've already told you that. So it's a distortion of the real world, not to scale or whatever. Suffice to say, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a warrior born and raised in Greece to be able to become a ninja or a samurai. Okay, this is not a puzzle. This is, look, we made a scale. In fact, I'm debating whether or not I should even display what's going to happen just now because it's just so obvious. Anyway, I'm Kalir. This has been Let's Play Golden Sun. Next time, we'll actually get into the Venus Lighthouse for real this time. Won't that be fun? And that's how I solved that excuse for a puzzle. Later.